What's going on, team? Hope you guys are doing well. I see, based off you clicking on this video, that you are interested in getting a project car. Ooh, yes. That is always fun to do. But you really got to be realistic on what kind of project car you want to get for your project. A lot of options out there, and there's a lot of things you need to consider. And if you guys haven't checked out my first video on the budget for your car builds, I'll put a link down below for you. This video is going to be all about skill. And it's a tough conversation you need to have with your inner self on how good you are and how good do you want to become. Let's jump right into it. Skill plays a huge part on your budget. The less skill you have, the more you have to pay. So let's take, for example, you want to build an engine with over 500 horsepower for whatever project you're going to work on. If you don't have the skill on how to blueprint an engine, knowing what parts that work well together, the more you're going to have to spend on the budget to either learn how to do it, have somebody do it for you, or buy the engine outright. And if you're going to build the engine yourself, you need space. Well, if you even buy the engine, you need a place to put it. You need an engine stand. You need an engine hoist to be able to move it and install it in the car. Taking an engine in and out of a car, it's actually one of the easiest things to do on the old muscle car like this Camaro here. It's not hard at all to do. Again, that takes more time, space. And then your skill level also requires, what are you going to be building the car for? You're going to be building it for drag racing? You got to build a different engine for that. You got to build a different suspension for that. All things you really got to play a part in this. And also, based off your skill, you need to choose a car that isn't something super rare if you don't have the kind of ability to custom fabricate things that you would need for it. Take, for example, an AMX. A lot of people don't even know what AMX vehicles are, but they're very hard to get parts for. They're not as easy as other things, and you're going to have to fabricate a lot of stuff to make any of that happen. Versus, you pick up something like an old 60s era F100, which is a very popular vehicle right now. You can get parts, the entire body, chassis, suspension, everything you need to do everything for that vehicle. It might eat into your budget a little more if you don't have the skill to do a lot of that stuff for yourself. You have to buy all new parts, but it's an option that you can work with. So things to really consider. Other skills you need to consider are skills that aren't your own. And by that I mean, like, for example, I know the guy who built this Camaro. I married his daughter. He's retired. He's got 30 years of bodywork experience. So he's a good resource that I know will come help me if I get stuck, or he'll just come help me just to have a good time and chat and work on the car, because he likes classic vehicles just as much as I do. And I know he will show up. Another example, my brother. My brother loves to build engines. He's good at it. If I tell him, hey, I'm going to be building an LS motor for this first gen Camaro and this is what I want to do, most likely he's going to know exactly what I need before I get the words out of my mouth, because that's what he looks up all the time. Now if I pick up something obscure like a big block 460 for a Ford, he may not know as much on that right offhand, but he will look into it and tell me exactly what I need for what I want to build it for, and help save the budget or blow my budget, depending exactly what I'm going to be doing with it. But a little food for thought. But there are also people I know that will be here to help me if I go, hey, I'm stuck. They'll make time because they enjoy doing it. They're willing to help me, not I'm going to help you and they never show up. Things you need to weigh out for when you're going to be getting a project car. But be sure to subscribe for the next one when we talk about time and how that ties into everything else as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.